Hello my friends, and how are you doing? Today I'm going to show you my full process and prompts on how to get these amazing results for your short films and even full AI movies. This is a big thing right now that you have to get on. And before we get started, by the way, you can follow me on X where I share these findings with the prompts, with the assets, or join my Discord where I also share my findings. And there's a lot of amazing AI artists on there. You can ask questions, discuss everything with them. Join it. All of that is for free. But let's get started here with this process. So first of all, what I need is a design for a sci-fi car that's amazing. Now, Midjounrey is not great at a lot of things, but one thing it's really good at is creativity and artistic expression for mood boards, for designs, for character concepts, all these amazing things. Now here, as you can see, I'm using a very simple prompt sci-fi car design on a white background. The reason why I'm using a white background here is because I want to be able to easily separate the car from the background, no confusion for the further processing of that, because this is only the first step, concepting. And as you can see here, there have been other designs that could have been used, but I really liked this design. So the next thing we need for the video is to give this way more detail and make it more photorealistic. So we're going to go over to Runway. You can use any other tool you want. Here I'm using Nano Banana Pro. I'm asking for photorealism, and also I want to have the decals and stickers real and meaningful. And then of course you have to render it as long as you get something that you really like. I really like this one. You see there is some text in here that we can actually read on these decals. The details are wonderful. It looks realistic. That already is pretty perfect for me to go to the next step, because we need more assets to have the consistency so that you can create not just in one scene but in many scenes over time. So what do we need? Of course, different perspectives of that car. So we are going to use that image as an input. That's very important. And then you want to describe what you want to have. Again, photorealism, we want to have a car sheet with 4 views: a side view, a top view, a back side view, front side view. But also, because you can see in this image here, we don't really see what it is. It could be a car or a motorbike. Actually, you can create both of them and they look fantastic. I need to define this a little bit better. So the car has 4 wheels. It is a double-seater sports car, and the back wheels are the same width as the car, roughly speaking. And then you re-render this until you get something that is really cool. As you can see, there's a lot of interesting designs in here. For example, this one is more narrow, almost looks like it is a motorbike, and in the backside it only has 1 wheel in this case. But for me, I like this design because it comes closer to what I imagine as that cool car. You see, we have the backside view, which is really important so that we can have it afterwards in all angles in the video and not getting surprise results where we don't know what the car looks like. And also the front is very important. Now, the next thing, of course, that you need here is the interior of the car. In this case, I'm providing both of the images we have created before, the side view and then also the overview with the 4 angles in here. Now we can see a little bit into the car, but I'm not super interested in that. So I'm asking for a 2x2 grid of the detailed interior with different angles. So I want to have a wide angle inside view. I want to have the steering wheel. I want to have the dashboard. I want to have the view from the passenger seat, or at least like an inside view from the side. So there's different designs here that are pretty cool. I liked this one the most, to be honest, with the orange on the inside, this kind of steering wheel, and you have here the dashboard. That is pretty amazing. You have the side view on how it looks. Everything is in there so that you can create this kind of consistency in your video, and you can use this as material, of course, that then the video can reference. This is very, very important. Of course, we also need a driver, and I want to have the driver sci-fi, sophisticated, but fitting in the design to the car. So I'm asking for an elegant Japanese woman around 30, and she's of course sophisticated, sci-fi punk outfit. She has a white outfit with orange design lines. I actually like this the most because it's kind of a little bit edgy with the haircut and the hair coloring here, and I like the stripes. The backpack, of course, is not really used in the video, but it's kind of a cool design. So now we have the different elements of what we actually want to have in our video. Now, one more thing you could create if you want to is the scenery, the location where all of this is happening, so you also have control over that, or you can just leave it to the AI. So now there's one more step to go, and that is actually the script. Now you can handwrite the script, but often I'm asking ChatGPT, I want to have a 15-second scene. It needs time code. This is pretty important. And then I link the images here of the outside and inside of the car. This in that case was before I created the character. So it was writing a script for me, but then I created the character and say, okay, update the script. I want to have the character in here, but I also want to have a shot of her, a close-up, so we actually see her in the scene. So here we have all of that worked out by the AI. It's good to read through that so you have an idea of what's actually happening. Now, of course, the next step is to go back, and when you use Seedance, for example, you can not only define everything with the time code, but you can also reference here the source images. So in this scene, we have the car, which the reference is at car because I named the file car. And then we have the interior, which is this file. And then we have the driver, which is this file, so that the AI knows what is what and how to use it in the video. And this is how we get this amazing consistency of everything being in there and going through these individual different scenes. And of course, after that, because you have all of these different materials, you can easily create more scenes and other things that are happening, because now you have the character and the car and the interior locked down. So no matter how many scenes you create, this will always look the same. But we are not done for today, because I want to show you another amazing trick, and that is how to replace a texture with confidence and full control. This is also very important to create your own short films or any kind of AI art. So the way we do that is, first of all, I create the test scene here of the mug. Of course, you can use any kind of scene, and you can see we have this rough old fantasy style wood texture here. Now, the next thing we need to do is to create a texture for us. In this case, I want to have a lava stone black with lava breaking through the stone. Now, I'm asking here for a 3D cube with bump mapping. The 3D cube is important because we see the texture from different angles with different lighting, and also how it has different height and quality to the texture. And the bump mapping makes sure that we have this kind of 3D effect of depth. Next, what we want to do is to have the original image as the reference, and then of course the texture we want to use, and we ask for that by saying to replace the wood texture on the beer mug, and of course also the handle, with the lava texture, and you reference that again as lava, including bump mapping again, so that the AI is applying it in the correct way. As you can see, the result looks absolutely amazing. We even have a bit of reflection here from the light of the lava breaking through the stone. Now here we have another texture. The reason why I show you that is because this is a little bit more involved. So again, I have here asking me for this kind of like 3D cube with the bump mapping, but we also have in this case mushroom growing on the stone and natural moss patches on natural stone. Now this is a little bit more involved. So when you go over to integrating this into the image, replacing the texture, what you want to do is to point that out, that you have a mossy stone texture that you want to use, and that it has little mushrooms growing on the surface. And again, I reference the texture a second time and then say including bump mapping. So again, that this looks as realistic and amazing as possible. And as you can see, it really works well, but it also gives you full control over how the texture actually actually looks in the image. And if you look closely here, for example, this part here and how it goes up and down, you can actually see that over here in the image, so that you actually know how the texture is going to look in the final image when you apply that, when you create that. This is really artistic direction and control that helps you getting the results you want. Leave a like if you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Leave questions and comments down below the video, and see you soon. Bye, my friends.